This is the master blueprint for the Odonata Archwing, the first. The Corpus have snuck into the Void and secured crucial Orokin archives detailing the hidden locations of much-needed Archwing parts. Your mission is twofold. Cut off their access to the Void and recover the data. Get to the portal. We need to shut the Corpus out of the Void before we search for the Orokin archive. The enemy are using a Void Key and a portable Torsion Beam device to force open the portal, destroy the key and the device. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. August. There's a heavy unit approaching. Corpus have snuck into the void and secured crucial Orican archives detailing the hidden locations of much-needed Arcwing parts. Your mission is twofold. Cut off their access to the void and recover the data. Get to the portal. We need to shut the Corpus out of the void before we search for the Orican archive. The enemy are using a void key and a portable torsion beam device to force open the portal, destroy the key and the device. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. From the Oricon Archive, you are one step closer to unleashing the Arcwing.
Hello.
Hey Ethan. Hey,
What's up? Hi.
how you doing?
I'm good. I just had a plate full of ham, so I'm feeling a little bloated right now. What about you?
Oh, I was playing Warframe.
I said I can see that.
Oh yeah, I was with my family members.
Okay. Well, once I figured out how to remove myself from a clan.
Did
So
you figure
I've
it
done
out?
that. Yeah, I figured it out. Send me an invite now.
I'm in a mission right now. I'll invite you here in a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab a drink then. Okay.
Alright, you go do that then. Oh, I'll take that.
I'm back. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, okay. There you go. What is it? Aha. Void relics. What do we got? Stock. Do I already have a bursting prime receiver? I think I do. Yeah, I already have one. Oh boy. Receiver, bursting prime. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, there it is. The stock. Found it. It's in the commons. That should be fine. Ooh. I'll have 2 of these, so I could probably have a high chance of getting a prime Warframe blueprint. Fuck. Leg's itchy. Okay. Okay. Crit damage should be good. Do I already have pressure point on? Yeah.
My readings indicate one more.
Where is? There it is. The Adamus. What? I have to be mastery rank 5 for it. I'm a pretty good ways away from it. Oops. It's nothing. How are things going on your end? Hello?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to find a sculpture.
Oh, you're on one of those missions.
Yeah. But I'm also doing the Archwing.
Ah, yes. I haven't gone very far into the Archwing stuff.
Okay, still no.
But I do have all the blueprints to make a custom Archwing.
Nice.
Archwing that my friend suggested to me.
Okay.
I just don't have the parts for it right now. Materials. Archwing stuff. There we go. I need some new ropes for the systems and a bunch of tellurium for the harness and the wings. It'll be a while. My next mission I have to do is a sabotage mission, so whenever you're ready, I'm going to start that up, okay?
Okay.
Wait, right. primary, secondary weapons. The Kraken. Need new roads.
The real reason.
The Scouter item. My number one goal in coming up with it was because if an opponent's strength could be seen as a number, it would be very easy for the readers to understand when I put it in the comic. However, I could foresee that it'd be an inconvenience for me down the line, because if you do a concrete number, then you can tell who would win or lose. So with regards to Goku and Toe, I decided that their power would change due to Ki and couldn't be adequately measured. In addition, it's a very convenient item to create peril, since with enemies equipped with them, their location could be known and they could be reported. Notably, both of these say that the Scouter is actually very accurate, to the point that Toriyama had to come up with a way for characters to hide their power levels. And notably here, in the story itself, characters can't exceed their power level. They still have a cap. They can just hide it. This is most commonly shown throughout the Namek arc, but during the time of Raditz, power levels were still in their infancy phase, so you can see on the screen here, it's Raditz looking at power levels, like the power level of an attack being charged from Hanko Seppo, or the Kamehameha was even an attack that Raditz saw the power level spike when used. This sort of concept kind of died as the series went on, if you notice. He didn't really go further into the attacks that are stronger than the user, more than was explicitly stated. But it is notable because the number is still accurate. You could say that Scouters are inaccurate because they don't accurately measure the full output of someone's output. Sure, that's completely fine. But when a Scouter reads a number, that number is accurate. When Goku's power in that panel on screen right now shot up before the scene, he was still weaker than Raditz and couldn't do much of anything. When Piccolo and Gohan have their power levels shoot up because of the Makambo Seppo or Gohan's rage, they can do something because the number is bigger now. Raditz's number was a metric to be overcome. The same with things like Frieza, the Namek Saga, and that's what happened throughout the whole thing. Vegeta's power level was 24,000 now? Great, now he can beat the guy who's 18,000. Power levels are not intrinsically unreliable as a metric. They are unreliable in the circumstance that someone gets caught off guard because they don't realize a person can adjust their power level, which is uncommon in the universe apparently, despite Vegeta and Frieza kind of doing it. Let's keep watching now.
In other words, the point of the mechanic itself was to disprove the effectiveness of that mechanic. Your characters like Goku, Gohan, fucking Krillin, Vegeta exceed the parameters of the Scouter.
I disagree with that. The point of the mechanic was to disprove the effectiveness of the mechanic. But again, power levels of Scouters and the people who use them are separate things, right? So the thing that wasn't effective was the characters using the Scouters.
Are you almost done there?
Often overlooking that.
Almost done.
Okay, well I'm doing an extermination mission while I wait.
Shows you the maximum output of a character.
There's
That
the
actually tells you what they currently are. Scouters are basically a thermometer. They tell you how hot it is right now. They don't tell you how hot it is tomorrow. And that's what a Scouter does. And because people in the Frieza Force read a Scouter, or read the thermometer in this analogy, and think that the temperature is going to be forever, they are wrong. But that's not the power level being wrong. That's not the power level being bullshit. The final number that a character can reach, the absolute peak, is the hottest they can get outside, let's say. And sure, they can go lower than that, but they have a cap. They have a cap of how hot it can be in their temperature analogy that they have. I don't know why I'm thinking of it. Just generally speaking, the number is accurate at the time it is taken. The issue with the number is that the
Now get back to the portal. Tenno, you do not want to be on this side of the portal when that key melts down.
The character that is measuring the number might not believe that number could change, even though it could get to a higher maximum. But again, the maximum doesn't change, which is really important because that means the numbers are right. If bigger number beats smaller number still, even if the numbers can change because someone is suppressing themselves, it is working as is. So I struggle to say anything other than scouters are inaccurate if you solely rely on the first number they give. I agree with that position. But I find it hard to say that power levels as a whole are bullshit. Goku wins on Namek because he has the bigger power level. Goku's Kaioken works because it multiplies his power level. Super Saiyan forms multiply power level. The number itself, kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. I got the new road. I needed to build the systems.
Toriyama threw in because, as I
Nice.
said in the interview earlier, he wanted it to be.
Alright, that's gonna be building now. I just need some...
Follow. And if anything, Toriyama has it that power
Alright,
levels
gotta do
are
some Archwing missions then on Uranus.
that he needed to make a system where power levels could be hidden.
I'm just waiting for you, okay?
And then eventually he drops them. But I would say that he dropped them.
Alright, I'm done. Invite
So
me.
let's keep watching.
That's point number one. Okay, point number one. Point number two, Dragon Ball's built upon a narrative foundation, not a realistic one. Now, what does that mean?
I agree with this. Ultimately,
Oh wow,
Dragon Ball
actually,
is
I don't
a
have
story
anything on...
and needs
I don't have any...
as a story first and
I
foremost.
can't even...
Well, if you believe...
I can't even visit Uranus or do any missions there because I haven't unlocked it yet.
Again, I
Never mind.
Logical, real-world lens, while the rest of us,
It's gonna be a ball.
including those writing the story, have always been looking at it first and foremost from a narrative perspective. Meaning that this is a story, first and foremost, and in theory to grasp anybody if it's delivered in an interesting way. However, if the writers of the series were to treat each encounter like a real-world fight, the
I'm ready when you are.
I do mean this.
Alright.
The entire story would look very different. Probably be a
Just let me
lot
upgrade my
more
weapon
and
real quick.
rob the creative inventiveness Dragon Ball has become famous for around the world.
So the thing about the Ten Shinhan point, I guess, is that we were past the point of having numbers. But Ten Shinhan doesn't defeat Cell. Ten Shinhan specifically uses an attack that costs his own life and is stronger because of it to hold Cell back for a very limited amount of time. You could say this is an impressive feat for Ten Shinhan,
Oh, fuck.
but
Hold
it
on.
literally would have killed him
Okay.
if Goku didn't take him back.
There we go.
If anything, I think it shows
This
what's
unique
more
trait.
important than
Okay.
power levels or anything else.
Ready when you are.
I think it shows that suspension of disbelief is intrinsically tied to power scaling. In a series like Dragon Ball, if you can't believe that a person can win a fight or can hold someone off for a little bit, you will fall out of the narrative. You will fall out of the escapism of reading a story, of watching an anime, or whatever. You need that suspension of disbelief, and that's intrinsically tied to the inherent power scaling that is built within the series. Not what power scalers do
Are you ready?
outside of the series for
Yeah, I'm ready now.
debates where they measure pixels and
Ready up then.
speeds and real physics formulas. No, you just actually have power scaling within the series that is established, so that way you can follow the flow of things and understand who should win, who should not, and why it feels earned or not earned or justified. And if it does feel earned and justified and correct, it's going to be a better story. Power scaling intrinsically is tied to suspension disbelief in a battle show. I think there's no arguing that. And I think he probably
I mean, Takeo Koyama, the guy who practically wrote every old Dragon Ball movie and special, literally spoke about this very phenomenon among Western audiences as they continue to get noticed over and over again on Twitter about who is stronger than who. Who fucking cares? It doesn't matter.
You can go hunt for the caches if you want. I'm going straight for the mission objectives, okay?
Yeah.
Creative with some sort of authority over the series does feel nice to have some sort of answers to questions. It's the same reason people would ask Toriyama questions in old interviews. I think it's not that far-fetched to believe that there's some people who just enjoy that stuff and want to know. They're just interested. Who do you think would win? It's a battle shonen at the end of the day, so the battling and who wins and who loses is kind of like one of the main appeals. It's not the only appeal of Dragon Ball, as some people might falsely say, but it is one of the main ones. There's no denying that.
Also, because I know there'll be so many fucking annoying people talking about this in the comments later, Power
Oh, that's me. I'm hooked.
scaling as an idea is important in a story like Dragon Ball, because it controls so much of the structure and the tension, okay?
Correct, he agrees. Okay, yeah, he understands that the power scaling in the series is from suspension disbelief. At the end of the day, it's intrinsically tied to the tension and narrative of the story. Yeah, I mean, me and Mark are on the same page about a lot of stuff. We disagree on some stuff in the series, for sure. But we're on the same page about a lot of this, more narrative focused stuff.
I am optimistic. I can totally understand the desire to have fun discussion of what-if scenarios with friends on the text. I've been guilty of that very pleasure in the past. But I think some folks think it's wasted to dedicate their time to actually bullying people online for their opinion and ruin the atmosphere in this very theater. And that's when I think it stops being part of this fun. It becomes just straight up destructive. In other words, power levels are bullshit.
That's the short. Like I said throughout, I think power levels aren't inherently bullshit. The number, when it reads the number, is the number. It's not like you could watch the Saiyan Saga and see a power level of 400 just punch somebody to the power level of 13,000 and they win because the power level was actually inaccurate. The power level was accurate of the time. Raditz' scouter was updating in real time to accommodate for the changing power levels on the battlefield. Vegeta's scouter putting Goku's power level at over 8,000 wasn't inaccurate. That was the number he had. That was them seeing that Goku could hide his power level down to 5,000 and shoot it up to 8,000. This is just how things work. These numbers are accurate. The person with the bigger number wins the fight. That is how Dragon Ball works. And if anything, like Toriyama said, power levels are potentially so accurate that you have to find convoluted ways to make suspense and tension appear in your series. Like having someone show up with a power level of 5 at each time, only to show that they have a power level of 3 million. That's just not fun. The real reason power levels disappeared is because the Frieza Force had the technology that measured power levels. Sure, you could say Jiro would have just made it if Toriyama wanted to keep the concept, but Toriyama didn't want to keep the concept. Why'd he bring it back temporarily in the boot?
Oh, we need a dragon key for this door.
What now?
There's a dragon key door.
Have tension and narrative, and even when you do successfully do that,
And where do we find the dragon key?
I don't know.
Which eventually becomes
Well, then that's the end of that, I suppose.
but hard to do. So he dropped the
Portal time.
I don't think power levels themselves, the numbers, are bullshit. Because the number has always been accurate. The number, at the end of the day, was bigger number leads smaller number. And I don't think there's any evidence to the contrary. At least not in the short, and at least not that I've really seen. But maybe you have something in mind. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you still agree with Mark more than me. That's fine. See you around.
Welcome to Montana's born in Canada in 1995. Celebrate with platters loaded with in-house smoked ribs, brisket, and pulled pork. Dine in for a chance to win 30 weeks of prizes and a shot at $1 million bucks. Only at Montana's.
Hold on.
Canada's home for barbecue.
She will be remembered. Who will remember you, Tenno? Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Are you willing to die for this key, Daniel?
Got him.
Pick up the key. You got the key. Now get back to the portal.
Done deal. I'm on my way back.
I'm back. I had to do something.
Okay. I'm on my way back with the void key.
Alright.
The device is set on overdrive. Get through the portal before it melts down. Objective.
Are you already at extraction?
Void key.
I'm already at extraction.
Okay, well, I'm still on my way.
Be returning anytime soon. Tenno, there are still undiscovered supply caches in the area. You may want to locate them. Another job well executed.
Hey, another new road. That's nice.
And Ro was already in all of the time, in the middle of drinking tea and reading the latest issue of Warframe. Anywho, Gundam's all ready to use it as he swears that Goku died of the heart virus. And then says to Vegeta, did you get cooked up in washing machines? And this gave Vegeta mad kissing flashbacks. So badly that he literally tried to Super Saiyan and wash him. Black carries the first step, and then Vegeta carries on with a bunch of things. And this fight only started a couple seconds ago, and Black's already getting pushed back. And then out of nowhere, starts firing shots at Trump saying how he got bored fighting him over and over again. Like, bro, you did not have to give him the woody. Black then transforms into a Super Saiyan and fires off a Kamehameha, but Vegeta gives him a deviant smile and grabs him. And can we talk about how Vegeta literally stole
I'm going over to my next junction and doing that real quick, okay?
Alright.
just like Goku. And here, I'll give you...
It's a Valkyrie Spectre.
Nice.
And done.
Alright.
I will say she managed to take out my shield pretty quickly. But that's about as far as she got.
Anyway,